On January 10th, Indigenous reporter Brandy Morin was arrested by Edmonton police while covering the dismantling of a houseless camp. Police said she refused to leave the taped-off area where police were working. She was held for 5 hours and charged with obstruction of a police officer. The charge was dropped March 1st.
I always knew that there was risk of arrest because of the type of stories that I cover, but until it happens to you, you don't understand the emotional and psychological impact that it has on you. And I think that it is a tactic that they use to send that message, to impede, to insult, discredit, and to intimidate the media.
In April, hundreds of community members, leaders from across Canada, family, and friends helped accomplished Grand Chief Wilton Littlechild celebrate his 80th birthday in the Enoch Cree Nation.
Sharing the evening with family, I think it really is touching because in residential school, of course, that was the impact was separation of family. And to have everyone come together as families and then as a community family is just really special.
In July, a devastating wildfire raged through Jasper National Park, destroying almost 33,000 hectares of forest and 30%, 1/3 of the buildings in the town of Jasper, including homes, a historic church, and bridges.
And to those in Alberta and around the world who have experienced the magic of Jasper, the magic is not lost and it never will be. Alberta's government will provide the support needed to families and community to recover and to rebuild stronger than ever.
In late August, 15-year-old Haas Lightning was shot and killed by RCMP officers in Wetaskiwin after he called 911 for help. RCMP said they had to use deadly force in a confrontation with Lightning, even though he surrendered what they say were his weapons as he was ordered to. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team is investigating.
I don't think he was out to hurt anyone. He was scared. That's why he called the police for help. And how does a call for help turn into you getting killed by the police that you called for help? It doesn't make sense.
On September 17th, 42-year-old John Wells from the Blood Tribe in southern Alberta died after an altercation with Calgary police. He was punched, tasered multiple times, and injected with a sedative. He died at the scene. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team is investigating that incident as well. In October, the AFN held a special Chiefs Assembly in Calgary, where after 3 days of discussion, the majority of chiefs voted against a $4.8 billion child welfare reform deal. Cindy Blackstock said the vote sent a clear message to Ottawa.
This is a vote for children, and what is the most inspiring thing is that children should know how many people, how many of their leaders love them enough to come here and spend these days having these difficult conversations and making a very difficult decision. I think this is a great opportunity now to reset and make sure that the discrimination stops against First Nations children all over Canada, that it never happens again all over Canada, and that we ensure that every penny goes to maximum value for children and families.
In November, 65-year-old Elvis Wakinu from the Samson Cree Nation told APTN that the furnace in his new home was not working, and he was living in a freezing house for almost a month. With temperatures falling, he said band leadership had failed to help him.
Sometimes I go sit in my vehicle and try and warm up, especially in the night. So if only there could be help.
A day or two after our story aired, his furnace was repaired, and he is now living comfortably at home. In November, the Alberta Child Advocate released annual reports that show Indigenous youth still being vastly overrepresented in the provincial child welfare system. And 64% of youth who died or were seriously injured in that system in the past year were Indigenous.
Having Indigenous communities be at the helm and in the lead of their own process, of their own sovereignty, healing, reunification, family prevention is critical to reducing the numbers of Indigenous children in care.
And that is a highlight of some of the stories in Alberta in 2024. Chris Stewart, APTN National News, Edmonton.